You too, what's going on? We're back with another video, and today is going to be another a play a day, and this time we're going to be looking out of basically empty ace formations, right, where you got 5 wide receivers split out wide. I like to run it with I run it out of Patriots, so we got 2 wide receivers on the left, 2 tight ends on the right, and a running back on the right. But the play we're going to be running is Pat's double seams. It's a play I use a lot. So just to get a normal kind of setup that I usually end up with, something often like this, where I got 2 slants, an in route from Fournette, or I got an in route from Evans. No, wrong play. Show play. All right, there we go. Where I got an in route from Evans and a slant from Braid, an in from Fournette, and then the 2 seams. So now this generally works pretty good against cover 3 the way it has set up right now. So you see the cover 3, and if you see the seam streak not get pressed, right? What you're going to want to do is just wait for him to clear the linebacker and just bullet pass right to him, and he's going to be open. You're going to want to possession catch it. If you rack catch it, your player's going to get lit up and will probably drop it. You know, if he does get bumped, it's probably not going to be open, right? You throw it to him, and oh my God, there's a linebacker there, right? So that's where that the press, right, that little shove, that little bump actually does matter, because it affects the timing of the linebacker getting over to help. So as you read what coverage your opponent is in, as I can tell, he's in cover 3, right? It's going to change how you're going to want to set up this play, and how you're going to set up a read. So I'm generally going to run the play like this, okay? And that seam streak on the right side with Gronkowski doesn't get open all that often, if we're being honest, because generally there's a tight end there and he's not that fast, and he'll get rubbed, right? So I tend to put him on a curl, okay? And now this gives me options. If my first 2 reads, which is the read between Y and X, if that breaks down because, you know, his user is playing it gives me options on the right side of the field between that backside in route from Fournette and the backside curl with Gronkowski to have another read open, right? And Bray also being on a slant also is a good chance of getting open, right? So if we run this against stock cover 3, right, my first read here is going to be the streak. Streak's not open. Then I'm going to hit the in route right here, possession catch it, fall to the ground, take my 7 or 8, all right? But again, say, you know, we have it set up the exact same way. Pretend he uses it, right? Let's pretend that Y doesn't get open because, you know, the defensive user is there, and X doesn't get open because the defensive user is there, right? We're going to have to read the right side of the field, right? So if we look, you know, Brait might be open, but the backside in route here is going to be open almost every time, all right? So having those 2 backside in routes is actually really, really big, because neither of them are really going to get played that well by zone coverage, right? They'll find open spots in the zone coverage, and the defensive user can't cover it all. So another thing you can do with cover 3 is, I think this works if you have the ball on the proper hash, right? So if we move it over on this side, I think this might be a 1-play touchdown, actually. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to test it out as we go. So if we just put Evans on an out route here, and I think this will just be a 1-play touchdown, right? Boom, you hit pass lead there, and then Godwin, yep. So then Godwin just becomes a foot race, right? You got a faster guy there, take it all the way. And then the last thing I want to do is actually, we can move it back to the middle, so, you know, we show that what we're doing works with every kind of, you know, it doesn't matter where the ball is spot, is actually if we throw Evans on a little thingy here, and then we throw Brait on the slant here, right, the curl flat's not actually going to be able to cover both of them at the same time. So, right, if we just read the left side of the field, just leave the rest side of the field, curl flat's not covering Brait on the slant there, right, because he was too busy covering the flat, right? Maybe this time actually he will cover Brait deep, right? We're just going to, we can't even man it up. Right, you know, maybe he does cover Brait on the slant, and I meant to do this. So maybe he does cover Brait on the slant here, and instead of that being open, Evans is open here. Take your check down, take it to the sideline, get about 8, 9, 10 yards, right? So this formation is going to be a lot about quick throws, quick reads. So another thing I like to do out of this play is it also depends on who you got at, you know, quarterback, what abilities you got. So I generally tend to run a slot apprentice on that left side, so I can throw a post route on Godwin. Now, what this is going to do be good for cover 1 is that if you have Brait on the slant route here, it creates a high-low in the middle, right? That deep safety unless that deep safety gets pulled down here, in which case, you know, keep Godwin on a streak because he might actually be able to just toast that deep middle third. But unless he brings the deep safety down here, you're going to be able to create a high-low under that deep safety. So watch. I'm gonna read the slant and read the post, whichever one is open. It's the one I'm gonna throw to. All right. So slant's open, post, boom, low pass. You always want to low pass. Okay. Low passing is going to be incredibly useful for plays like this. Okay. So what happens if the defense isn't in cover 3? Right. So that's pretty good against cover 3, but cover 2. So this is where it gets interesting. So we're just gonna run it stock. Okay. And I don't know, that safety keeps creeping down and I don't like it because that's not what's going to happen a lot of the time, right? So let's watch here, right? We're going to watch that streak. Watch Y. Pass lead to the inside and boom. One play touchdown. Again, it's going to depend on the defense you're going up against, zone coverage, speed instead of, because they're going to be able to play that. But if you pass lead it right and the middle linebacker who's in the mid read here, which is Grujay Hill, right? He plays deep, but then he comes back shallow because he doesn't have anyone to play deep, right? He doesn't think he does, at least, right? That'll get open. But another thing you can do is this will only work if you're on a hash. I went over this in my one play touchdown video, actually. But if you're on a hash, right, and you're going against cover 2, right? As we're going against cover 2 here. Instead of having Godwin on a streak here, we're going to put Evans on a streak here. And, you know, Godwin can be on a, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't even matter. We'll put him on a curl for now, okay? Right. We're actually going to move this safety back. So even if, right, let's pretend here, right, that that maybe they're going to try to adjust to it. They're going to play their safeties outside. So right, that's coverage adjustments, right safety to the right, outside. Right. Watch how that doesn't really help, okay? He gets released, you pass it to the sideline. It didn't really help. Playing to the outside doesn't really help the defense there. What if they, play back, right? Play coverage deeper, right? Then something like, maybe you put Godwin in a little flat route here, and then you isolate that cloud flat on the outside, right? That cloud flat on the outside can't play both the streak and the flat. Right, you snap the ball, one of them's got to be open, he's going to play the flat, he's going to come down, and then you got Evans open on the outside. Or you could even put Brait on the flat and then Evans on the fade. Right, so even if, so this will cover even if maybe he moves his safety over this way, puts this guy in a deep third, right? Now you're thinking, wow, nothing is going to get open deep. Just watch. If you can get the time, which we're just going to hopefully get the time, so I'm going to put a couple of these guys in spies. Yep. We're going to hopefully get some time and watch this, right? The flat's not open, flat is open, but now the corner out pops up, okay? That's going to be a bit of a later read, is waiting for that corner route to get open over the cloud flat. The cloud flat is going to play either that deep one or that short one, but it can't play both, right? The corner or the flat. So then you throw to whichever one's open. Again, we can run it again, right? Exact same plays we just ran, and see how the corner flat, the flat's actually open, so we're actually going to hit him, and we'll take our 5 yards, right? That was actually about 7 yards. So moving on to a different kind of coverage that we're going to go against, that we might face, is we're going to go with cover 4. There it is, cover 4 quarters. So cover 4 isn't actually very difficult to attack out of these types of formation because what we're doing here is a lot of short throws. Cover 4 is good against deeper stuff, but as you can see, there's 4 guys playing deep zones and only 3 guys playing short zones. So if we just set up the play like we, I mentioned at the beginning, where we have an in route from Evans and a slant from Brait, look how many people are going to get open. The backside in is also going to be open. Both backside ends were actually open, right? Because the middle of the field is covered by one guy, right? Even if he has an awesome user, right? They can't cover everything. So that's this whole play. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for another play a day where I'm just going to be, doing the similar thing where I'm kind of going over certain plays and talking about, what to run against different coverages, what to look for, things like that. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.